Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show.
Good morning! Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to all across the Delaware Valley. This is the Anthony Gargano Show, and we're presented by the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. All right, today's a perfect day to discuss what I want to hit you with. And it's a Wednesday, it's early August. We are waiting for the Mets series. We are waiting for the first preseason game tomorrow night. I really want to talk about what's been happening at Citizens Bank Park and what transpired during the Super Bowl run, and that's the fans, and specifically our fans. I've always thought that, sports builds churches, that being a part of something that connects us all, no matter what our backgrounds are. I saw a guy today, he had an Eagles hat, and I just went, go Birds, and he gave me the biggest, brightest smile. He was walking through our parking lot right off the 10th and Spring Garden. Now, I don't know the guy, right? But I was like, go Birds. And he just gave me this big, bright smile. And that human connection. Now, for the moment that happens, he feels good and I feel good, right? And it's just a little tiny bit that begins our day. And it begins our day in a positive way. It's a little bit of a fuse for goodness. And it's why I absolutely love how we fan. I'm going to use fan as a verb. And I love how we fan, or in this case, an adverb. I love how we do it. It's unlike anywhere else in the country. The passion, the level of excitement and what it means is such a beautiful thing. And sometimes, we get lost and, we don't really see it. It's in front of our face, and it happens daily now at Citizens Bank Park. It happened during the Eagles run and during the parade and all that stuff. It's one of the most beautiful things, and why I think sports is not just a hobby, right? That sports serves a bigger purpose. There's a godlike quality with sports. It's in the way it connects human beings. It's a beautiful thing. And a little bit, I'm going to play something from Jimmy Rollins. Mike Sealski, who's going to join us at 10, posted this, and I thought Jimmy nailed it. I want to get to it in a minute, but I think I'm most proud of the way our young people fan. Like it's been passed on. So when I started on the radio at WIP, it was 2000, and there was a heavy negative vibe. Listen, it was like gallows humor. It was not good at that moment in time in Philadelphia sports. So, the championships weren't there and the whole thing. But we were still into it. It was just a kind of a negative overtones to the whole thing. And as the years have gone, I see it turn. Now, obviously, winning in 08 for the Phillies and the Eagles' first Super Bowl in 2018, and then subsequently last year, it all adds to the positive kind of nature to it. But we're into it. What has not changed and what's gotten even stronger is we are so, as a people, we are so passionate and into the subject. And it's so cool to be a part of. I see that Citizens Bank Park VG goes down regularly, and you get swept up in it. They're so much fun and interesting. Like, they're rooting, like they're booing the home runs last night because they want to see Duran come in the game and the whole thing, which is awesome. My buddy Taste Cake Dom's like, I was rooting against the Phillies to score so I can get Duran in. And like that, everybody's having the same reaction to it. tomorrow night, we're going to all watch a preseason game. It doesn't mean anything, but we're all going to convene because it's the Eagles' first one, and it begins our fall, journey. And it's just cool. And I guess I want to thank people for continuing this. It's unlike anywhere else in the country. In fact, yesterday, Governor Josh Shapiro, PA Governor Josh Shapiro, wanted to talk sports. That's it. He's like, listen, I want to talk sports. Now, he's done that before. He would call up when I was on the radio. He'd call the show, and we just talk sports. He's like, I just want to talk sports. I want to talk Phillies. I want to talk Eagles. I'm like, yeah, man, come on. Let's do it. And so he's going to join us later today. We taped the interview yesterday, and we were talking about the connection that we all have in this Delaware Valley, which is awesome. I got to write about it. I want to write it's one of my million book ideas, but to really explore the phenomenon that happens. But I'm grateful that it is what it is. I mean, that every night we get to kind of connect with each other, wherever we are, down the shore, right, in the Poconos, right, just in the city, wherever you're at. Like, if we're all together, there's people there, the game's on, or we're talking about the game, or we're talking about the birds, whatever it is. And it means something. It matters. And it makes me grateful to do this. I came home from New York. I probably should have stayed in New York because I was on a different career path, and I probably could have did the ESPN or whatever it is thing. But there's something about our town that I think draws, and I'm not unique because I think it draws people back constantly. That we just love it here and love being a part of what we have. And that has continued. And I love it. And I just want to take a moment as we're going through this, you're going to have a great fall and hopefully a red October that goes deep, to remember this. Like, these memories and all your people that you watch games with and share this stuff with, they matter to you. And I love it. Every day the chats we're on and the chat's chiming in and we're doing our thing. I still want to figure out the phone call situation, but I love the interaction. I love whether we disagree, agree, that's irrelevant. That we're connecting matters. And it's beautiful. And it's like, I'm proud to be a Philadelphian. Really, really proud. And I think it's all about sports, which is really cool. All right, I want to play this Jimmy Rollins because Mike, who's going to join us at 10, a great columnist for the Inquirer, posted this, and no one has, I think, captured the spirit of the Philadelphia fan like Jimmy Rollins.
It comes to Philadelphia, when you understand that we're just leasing this jersey, it's a rental for us. At the end of the day, at the end of the season, we go home and we live our normal lives. When we retire, we go back and do what we want to do. Those fans are going to be there for that next generation of players that is putting on that uniform with that same passion, those same demands. It's a family. You could talk about your family, you could talk about your brother, mom, dad, whatever, but if somebody else does it, then they're in trouble. And that's why I wanted to get the point across. They're going to be hard on you. Don't be soft. Don't let it get to you. They want the best. They don't hate you. They don't want to see you do bad. They're just like, why can't you do better?
Totally.
And we play in a sport that is full of failure. We accept that within ourselves, within our group. The fans will never accept that. They're there to see you do one thing. One, that's win. And two, I'll always remember, they want to be entertained. There's nothing more entertaining than winning.
Wow, man, I just thought that was so perfect by Jimmy. Thanks to Mike Sealski for posting that, because it's everything I've been thinking about as this whole kind of recent phenomenon with Duran and the way the ballpark is and Schwarber. Really cool. It's what got Bryce here, right? When Bryce got here, he fell in love with it. He's not pandering when he does the cleats and the bat and everything else. He genuinely loves being a part of this family. the way Jimmy said it. Good morning, VG.
Good morning.
Isn't it true? Like, the way we fan is pretty awesome.
Here's how we fan. 43,660 people last night on a Tuesday
night.
in August to
After
see
42
the
and
bum
change on
Orioles.
Monday night, right.
Yeah, like
Watching
43,000.
Taijaun Walker pitch 6 shutout innings.
Wow, props to Taijuan, man. He's ERA's down to 3.53, no walks. He gave you 6 really good innings.
Game 3 starter.
It's wild.
And I'm glad, he's
look,
not
he
a
didn't
jerk.
No.
He's a team player. He
Team
knows
guy all
he's
the
got
way.
a fat contract,
Yeah.
and whatever they need him to do, he's done.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah,
He's a team guy all
He
the way.
is.
No, it's the truth. I mean, it's
Now-
going on last night. I'm like, wow, it's pretty awesome.
Here's also how we fan. Max Kepler, 2 for 4, a home run, 2 RBIs, a run score. And Ed Wright tweets as soon as the show starts in the chat. He chats it. Kepler's still stuffed in the bathroom.
So did you hear Max Kepler after the game?
Yeah, we may have it
He
available.
sounds like a tortured soul.
Dude, you gotta feel for
Like,
him.
really, he sounds like a tortured soul. I feel baseball is a torturous game, right?
Mhm.
Like, it can, it's first of all, the game is built on failure,
Mm-hmm.
right? In every which way. And when you're stuck in your head and you're in a bad slump, you're in a bad way, it eats you up.
And you've been in Minnesota your whole career, basically.
And now you have to come
Now
here.
you're here with these rabid fan base.
And by all accounts, the Twins thought you were cooked, and now you come here, and wow, this is Max Kepler after the game. It's impossible not to feel sorry for him.
Max Kepler joins us down in the field. All right, Max, you played this game for a long time. You've been through ruts like this. That had to feel good to get that ball out of the ballpark tonight.
Yeah, it most definitely did. It did.
I mean, and the great thing, I think, we were talking to Rob about this, that you've had swings where you've barreled the ball up and it just hasn't gone your way. So
Yeah.
that one does. Give us an idea just what that felt like.
That swing in specific?
Yeah.
There's some relief behind it. I feel like I've been battling the unlucky type ball in play with no result for a long time in my career. So I just kind of try and put my head down and keep going. This one's been tougher than I think the most in my career if I reflect on it. But I really am not trying to reflect too much and just try and stay present and keep moving forward.
Well, reflecting, Max, a lot of wins for the Phillies. Sometimes it's predicated on Bryce and Kyle doing what they do, which is seemingly every night. But how satisfying is it to get a win when the bottom of the lineup, you, Stott, Marsh, 6 through 9, you guys put up some numbers today.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom feeder has got some bait tonight, and we took advantage. But yeah, I mean, what the big boppers are doing top of the lineup is incredible, and it's just fun to watch.
All right, so you've been with Duran for the past few years. What has that been like to see him come over here and help out this team these couple of games that he's pitched?
I'm so happy for him. And, to see him do it in front of a big crowd every night and his walkout, the Durantula theme song, it gave me goosebumps the first night. The second night, I was just like, oh, here we go again. But, I mean, it's definitely a feeling of relief to have someone like that come in and close.
Yeah, it's huge. But, Phillies fans sometimes can be a little rough, Max. They were complaining yesterday that y'all scored too many runs because they wanted to see Durant come in the game.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think the boos are their love language, so.
That's it. That's it.
But yeah, I don't know why they were booing towards the end of that last inning there. But, I think I've given up trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm here doing my thing.
Well, let me ask you, how do you stay present? How do you stay present after all these years playing baseball?
It's hard. To be honest, I can't say I have been the most present lately. But I just try and confide in my brothers and just enjoy what they do, watch them do their thing, and try and play small ball. And when I try and, like I laid down a bunt in New York, and if I play unselfish baseball, then I feel like I'm within the team and the collective, and I'm not as, thinking about the results having to come my way in the future. So,
well,
that's a beautiful way to think,
it really is.
Max.
And listen, hey, they came your way tonight, but they came the team's way too. So nice job, buddy. Go
yes,
enjoy
sir.
this one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good night.
Max Kepler, our guest, as the Phillies
Vincent,
win it.
NBC Sports Philly.
Get him out of the closet.
I mean, my God.
Come on, get him, Eddie. Right, get him out of the closet.
He's like a puppy in the sense, like you really feel for him. And first of all, the game's unkind, right? It just is unkind. And now you're going through it. Now you're doing it here on a really good team, and you're glaring, right? Because the outfield's not up to. And it's one thing, like if Castellanos' production is not there, and the fans get on him, Nick's gonna stand up for himself. Like Nick, you could tell that Max. First of all, you could tell that Max is trying. I'm sure he's talking to somebody. It's therapy. He needs to go through that.
Staying
therapy.
present is definitely therapy language.
Yeah, like
yes.
You can hear it.
Yeah,
and you feel for him, right? Because he's trying, and he's like, I'm not sure why they were booing. Like they're booing because they wanted to see Durantula, right? Like it really, it's like Jimmy said, it's not personal. None of it's personal.
Yeah,
it's just hard to divorce yourself when you're the guy. And you're the victim, right?
Yeah.
It's a tough pill.
He's trying to get his head around, like, boo's a love language. I think he's just mentally a little overwhelmed coming from Minnesota. I mean, they haven't really been relevant.
No, and
here he is. He's thrown into the craziest house in baseball.
Right, and you're going to be in the thick of a playoff. I
Yeah.
don't know, right? They got to get his head. Hopefully this meet does something. It kind of snaps him out of it.
But you see last night with his double and the home run, like why him over Crawford right now? I mean, you just got to get that pop.
Have to.
Yeah.
Now, he did say something that I absolutely loved.
Bottom feeders?
Well, no, yeah, that was great. No, what I loved was he talked about playing unselfish baseball.
Yes.
Like how beautiful, like that messaging.
Yeah.
For all athletes, like, right, whenever it is, we had camp like football for the kids. And so they're going over defense, and part of playing unselfish football, right? And this is what we're trying to teach the kids is you take on a block. You're not going to make the tackle.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take on a block so your man can make the tackle.
Okay, so yeah, you're
going to give up. Like you're not going to make the tackle.
Yeah,
but the play doesn't. If you try to make the tackle, the play's going to go for 10 yards, if not more. You got to take on the block to free your man to make the tackle, and that's the lesson that we're teaching kids, right? And that's unselfish. That's how you win.
No one wants to be the sacrificial lamb,
right?
Nobody wants.
You got to take the hit,
right?
Right, take on the block.
Yeah.
To clear space.
Yeah. And that's what he's saying. He's like, I bunted.
Right.
I'll do it. Whatever you need, I'm in.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love this.
I never really heard an interview with him.
We got a game today, or day game today. I love to see a standing O for him.
That would be nice.
Although he's not going to be in the lineup because he's a lefty today. So the Orioles are throwing a lefty.
Yeah, Ed Wright just relentless. Someone get Kepler a warm glass of milk and a quilt so he could be present.
Oh, he's great.
Well,
he's out of line. Ed Wright's out of line right here.
Ed Wright, keep doing what he's doing.
But that's all part of the charm, right? Like that's part of the Philadelphia charm, which is, all right, enough of that. No, whoa. All right, man up. It's great.
We're complaining about outfield power. Marsh has had a good run for 3 months, 2 months, but the power's out there. He hits a home run, and he's interviewed. He's like, yeah, they're booing my home run. Like, I had to look up, like, wait, why are they booing?
I don't want to think about it.
Just try to see the show.
Right.
Give us the tarantula.
I want the tarantula. The tarantula's the greatest, man. It really is. All right, let's talk about some of our friends. Fun show for you today. As always, we're going to talk to Bo coming up to get a little training camp update. The Brain, Mike Sealski. We'll talk to PA Governor Josh Shapiro about the fans just chopping up with sports. Lots to do. This is the Anthony Gargano Show. Let's talk about our friends at Rothman, right? Rothman Orthopedics. We love our Rothman Orthopedics. They keep us in motion, right? You're getting out there, and maybe you're coaching the kids, right? Or maybe you're playing some driveway ball, right? Pickup games at the field, running on the beach. You got aches and pains, man. We all do. Like once you get past 30, it's aches and pains time, all right? And they just keep going and going and going. But the beauty of Rothman is it alleviates you, right? It alleviates that. They have a team of experts that whatever's ailing, whatever body part is ailing you, it could be shoulder, it could be elbow, it could be knee, ankle, neck, back, you name it. They have a team for every body part. They're amazing, all right? Rothman Orthopedics, they're going to help you from aches and pains after a pickup game, the old injuries flaring up on summer adventures. They have evidence-based care they utilize, commitment to restoring your mobility. They're going to get you back out there stronger than ever. That's right. Don't let pain put your summer on pause. Visit rothmanortho.com/PHLY to book your appointment today. Get back to doing what you love pain-free. Rothman Orthopedics, getting you back to your summer game is their mission.
Let's talk about the good people over at TrueMark Financial. And we are in the middle of summer, which means those kids, your kids, they're out, they're about, hanging with friends, maybe picking up a summer job. And if they are, it's the perfect time to set them up with something that teaches real-world money skills and gives them a little bit of freedom. What kid doesn't like some freedom, financially especially? This is the Greenlight Debit Card and Money app. And if you're a TrueMark Financial member, you can get a free Greenlight account for your kids or teens. It's totally free, and it's a simple way for them to manage their own money, whether it's from a job, allowance, birthday, graduation, a lemonade stand. They get their own debit card. They can set savings goals, track spending, learn how to budget, all while you stay in the loop from your phone. So you're in control, but, they get to learn how money really works in the real world. So before the summer's gone, this is a great way to help your kids build some smart money habits that'll stick with them long after the season's over. So head over to TrueMark.com/Greenlight and get all the details and sign up today. Don't miss this chance to set your kids up for financial success now and through the rest of their life. TrueMark.com/Greenlight.
That's it. All right. Now, joining us, camp report every day. We get a report on camp. Tomorrow's the game.
Yeah, it is tomorrow,
baby.
It's like
First game. I am too. A lot of NFL stuff going on. We'll talk about later on. Ammonia tablets going.
Oh,
right. I'm curious what the Eagles' response is to that. All kinds of stuff. Getting ready for tomorrow's preseason opener from the All PHLY Bird Show. Oh, he's a mainstay. He's a staple. He's Bo Wolf.
How we doing, guys?
Good
morning.
Wait. We got something for you. Yeah,
man.
We got your opening.
Oh, VG put it together.
Yeah.
I hope you're going to like it, Bo. A lot of me and a bunch of interns, a lot of work last night.
VG is a master at the open. Master. He spends hours on the opens.
I know he must have been feeling good about it because I got an Instagram request from VG last night.
I will tell you, photos of Mr. Bo Wolf are hard to find to incorporate. And I went to his Instagram, and it's on lockdown.
Really?
Yeah, you gotta
Oh, you don't have an open? You're not open?
No, nobody needs that.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Ready? Here you go, Bo.
He ain't Bo Diddley. He ain't Bo Jackson. He talking Eagle. Hey, Bo Wolf.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it.
All right,
He's talking Eagles.
You want
Bo Wolf.
You wanted the Blues, you said. We went Blues.
I told you, Bo Diddley, I'm in. That's great.
Yeah, all right.
I love it. Can you give me a little volume for Bo? Great stuff. Great stuff. I love it. All right. Let's get right to it. Fallout from the Jacorian Bennett trade. From what I hear, Dory Jackson not cutting it. Ringo not cutting it. Getting beat by third and fourth string receivers. I think this move was, hey, we need to get going here.
Do you think that Bennett will be able to compete to start right away?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
I think that's very interesting. There's no doubt that the read on this is that the Eagles are, you can tell that their priority right now is upgrading the outside corner spot, right? It is not a usual Howie Roseman move to trade defensive tackle for cornerback. Thomas Booker is a good player. Thomas Booker is an NFL defensive tackle. This is not a guy who's fighting for a roster spot. He's a good player. And so for the Eagles, they do have defensive tackle depth, and it tells you that Ty Robinson is going to be a factor on this defensive line, and Gabe Hall, who's had a really good summer, is going to make this team, so that they have a surplus there. But they're doing this because they need help on the outside. Now, I'm with you. Keely Ringo struggled early in camp. I think that he's settled in a little bit of late, but there's no doubt that he hasn't won that job. And, you heard what Vic Fangio said about Adoree Jackson. It was not the most glowing praise for Adoree Jackson. I think they need a body there. Now, the book on Jacorian Bennett is part of the reason that the Raiders are willing to deal him, because anytime you're making a trade like this, you got to wonder, why is this team willing to give up the player? He doesn't really fit Pete Carroll's preferences on the outside. He's a little bit smaller. He's 5'11".
Yeah,
Pete Carroll
likes the long corners.
He wants those long corners. Now, the book on Jacorian Bennett as a player he's kind of like Keely Ringo, just a little bit smaller, where he's really, really athletic, and he can run with guys, and sometimes he loses at the top of routes, right? Or he doesn't get his head around to the ball. Now, his numbers last year were pretty good in terms of ball production. And the good thing about Jacorian Bennett is, this is a player who played a lot last year. The Eagles will have evaluated him, right? Like, their pro scouting staff has seen him a lot. They have a book on him. This is not, trading for a guy who just got drafted or who hasn't played, and you're sort of hoping you can get him in the building. This is a guy who they have seen. And I also think there's an aspect here, which is Christian Parker, the Eagles defensive backs coach, is one of the best defensive backs coaches in the league. And I think the Eagles feel like if they have a guy who is going to be able to get Jacorian Bennett up to speed relatively quickly, so that if he does look good, he can compete on that outside.
Yeah, and I think they want to make sure that I think they love Coop at safety, and I think that's part of the whole plan. They really don't want him on the outside.
Coop.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, he's so valuable on the inside. He's so his ability to weave through traffic, to navigate all of that stuff, to be physical for his position is something that you don't want to give up. Now, I do think there was a chance that, if Mac McWilliams blew them away, that he could be involved and maybe be on the field as the nickel, and then Cooper DeJean would be at safety a little bit even more, even in nickel, or maybe you could flirt with him on the outside if Drew Makuba was ready, but obviously he's been injured. And those two things, Makuba and McWilliams have been nicked up, and so they haven't been able to see that, and so you got to go out and get some more options.
Does Bennett play bigger than he is? I saw a video yesterday. He was like on an island against Jamar Chase. He held him 3 receptions on 4 targets for like 16 yards of pass breakup. So, I mean, he's not tiny. He's 5'11" and a half.
Right.
He's not tiny. No. He's not like he's not nickelback.
6'3",
right.
Yeah, Carroll likes, but some other stuff that I want to run by you.
Let's hear it.
So
you got the juice, cuz.
Jihad can fly. Once Jihad knows the defense, he's going to be a big time player. Right now, he's killing it with just his athleticism.
No doubt. And, Vic Fangio said the thing the other day about they've probably been a little bit guilty of maybe putting a little too much on his plate, but they don't have any other choice, really, right? There's only so many practices before week 1. They got to see what he can do. They got to throw different things at him, but you see it every day. He is, he's working with different pairs at linebacker. He's being the Sam, he's being the Mike. He's calling the defense. He is rushing, which I actually think the rushing thing, there was an expectation that might be an easier thing for him to do right away. I think it's the opposite. I think it's going to take some time for him to be like a standalone rusher and for him to get that stuff together. I think it's more likely he'll be able to just be a linebacker right away and maybe insert as a blitzer. But you see him do so much. And, you see him get beat sometimes. Will Shipley beat him on a touchdown the other day. He's been beaten in the middle of the field sometimes. But also you see that there are times when he has really impressive zone awareness and he's picking a guy up. And he can run with anybody. And he's also playing with an edge. He said the other day that maybe it's been too much of an edge. He knocked Ben Van Sumeren out of practice for a couple of days. He hit Saquon Barkley a little too hard one time. Like, you got to keep your hands off the merchandise a little bit. But with a linebacker, you would certainly rather have to dial him back than to dial him up. I think there's no doubt that he has been the most pleasant surprise of camp, given what our expectations were of him maybe not even being ready until mid-August.
And Smile Mondin has popped.
Awesome.
Yeah, I hear great things about him.
Smile Mondin has looked awesome. Really physical, really athletic. He had a play the other day where he was running with Saquon Barkley downfield, made a pass break up in the end zone, and then he's demonstrably celebrating. He looks really, really good. And I know that Jeremiah Trotter has looked good as well. But if you were watching these two guys without knowing anything about them, I mean, you would think that Smile Mondin is a different caliber of player, just the way that he moves. So I think they feel very good about their linebacking group right now. I even kind of like some of the depth guys, the undrafted guys, to maybe make the practice squad, given like the level of play we've seen at linebacker in Philadelphia over the past decade or so on occasion. This is probably the best linebacking group top to bottom they've ever had.
How about that, BG? And then I hear Steen has had a great camp. In fact, somebody told me he looks like a completely different player.
Interesting. I think Steen has gotten better as camp has gone on. That's my read on Steen. I thought early on he struggled a little bit. Now he's had some tough matchups. Moro Ojomo has looked fantastic and has beaten Steen several times. And there have been a couple times where Steen is on the ground. But I mean, number one, it's his job. Nobody we were thinking this was going to be a bit of a competition. He's taken every single rep. He's looked good. I think he is of those five guys the weak link, right? He's not the best of those five, but that's fine. If he is
pretty
an
much
average right guard
right there, yeah,
right. If he is a league average starting right guard, you feel pretty great about the state of the offensive line. And I do think that Steen has gotten better as camp has gone on. The book last year, right, relative to Mekhi Becton, was Steen's a better pass protector, Becton's a more powerful run blocker. And I think you're starting to see a little bit more of the power from Steen. And so if you're hearing that he's a different player, my guess is that would be where that is showing up.
What are you expecting tomorrow night?
You know what? Remember last year, Vic played the starters for a little bit. I don't know if we're going to see that this year. That was like in a new scheme. He hadn't seen these guys. There's no reason for Jalen Carter to play and Nolan Smith to play those guys. I think it's going to be twos down the line. You've got the joint practices coming up with the Browns next week for 2 days. They'll look at that as their best work of the summer. On offense, you're not going to see any starters play. I don't think. We saw the walkthrough sort of at practice yesterday. It's all twos on both sides of the ball. I think Jahad Campbell will probably play. Of the starters though, that might be it.
So you'll have Tanner play a half, and then Kyle and DTR?
That sounds right. That sounds right to me. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm actually looking forward to I want to see if there's any receivers that pop.
That's what I was going to say. I'm curious to see the
receivers.
I'm interested.
I'm interested to see that too, because there have been two receivers down the roster who have had really, really good camps. Guys who, we haven't had like a surprisingly juicy wide receiver from the Eagles in the summer of late. It has been very top heavy. And there are two guys who have really stood out. Elijah Cooks, who is more of a veteran. This is his second year or third year in the league. Bigger body, was with Jacksonville last year until the Eagles added him to the practice squad in the postseason. He has looked really, really good. And if you were just talking about as a wide receiver, he has been their third or fourth best wide receiver this summer. He has made plays downfield. He's made a lot of contested catches. He's made nice crisp routes in the red zone and had a couple touchdowns that way. He has looked really good. Now, the question is, is he as good of a blocker as Johnny Wilson? Does he contribute on special teams? Stuff like that. But just as a wide receiver, he has looked really good. And then if you want a real sleeper, undrafted rookie from Tarleton State, Darius Cooper, number 41, look for him. He has really popped, especially over the last week. He's been making all kinds of plays. And to my eyes, he's got more juice than Anaya Smith, who is fighting for a roster spot. And so if either of those two guys carries that over in, what's that?
How big is Cooper?
He's smaller. He is more like you're 5'10" or so. Although he has been playing on the outside, not just in the slot. If either of those two guys carry it over to the game, I think the Eagles will have a real conversation about maybe one of those guys making the roster.
Yeah, Bo, we were hearing like OTA's Danny Gray's name a lot. Has he kind of just fell into the mix?
He gone.
He's gone?
He got hurt. They cut him.
Oh, man. Yeah. I missed that. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny
whacked.
Danny gone.
Danny's gone.
How about
Danny
your
boy?
Who's your love interest this season?
Brandon Johnson.
All right.
The nickel.
What are we looking for
Oregon.
him tomorrow night?
Smaller guy. You know what? He's I'm hoping for the practice squad for Brandon Johnson.
Okay.
Competitive group at corner, but he'll have some chance to pop. He's been very good to me.
Did the guys talk at all about the ammonia tablets and the banning of the ammonia tablets?
No, you know what? That didn't break until after practice yesterday, so we didn't get a chance to talk to them. But I know George Kittle was upset about it.
Yeah, George freaked out. Did you ever do one?
No.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, my dad was a fireman.
Yeah.
He would bring him home from the rescue squad.
Oh yeah, we stood him. Yeah.
Why did they ban them? Why are they banning them?
Well, I mean, they said he masked the concussion syndrome.
Oh.
So, which makes sense. And listen, they can't be good for you. No.
Yeah.
Like you feel it.
It is funny
right
timing
away.
though.
Like,
yeah.
Should we do them on the show?
You know. I did it years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago, I got him when I was doing a project with where I was behind the scenes with Andy, and like this was like 2002, and I had a bunch of them, like because I would be at all the practices and film room and all that stuff. So I basically was embedded. So I got a bunch. And I did it on the radio.
Dude,
nice.
It gets within like 6 inches. It's tough. You put it right under your nostril.
I've never.
You've
never done it?
I've never done it.
You need to do it on camera.
Why you do it?
I do it on camera.
It's a burst.
Oh yeah,
it's a burst. Like
it's impossible not to react.
Yeah, it's a burst. Like you go. It's something. Let's go around the league a little bit with you, Bo, and around the division. The Cowboys. So there's still no discussions between Micah and Jerry.
You know what? I still think they'll get something done. It's just the most. Yeah. It's the most likely outcome, right? It's been good posturing on both sides, and you do Jerry Jones does it all the time, and it is so silly that you would look at the way the Eagles do things and think that you should do the exact opposite. With your best players, drag it out until the very end. I know that there are some people who think that Jerry does it because it adds publicity and this makes the Cowboys more in the zeitgeist. I think that's giving him too much credit. I don't think that this is like a galaxy brain thing that he's doing. I just think it's bad business, and you're losing money this way, and you're making your best players upset. It seems pretty silly, but he's more valuable to them than whatever they could get from a trade, especially because the team that trades for him,
that never works.
Like
it never works. The good thing from the Eagles' perspective is, like they're in a position where they have to try to win. Like they're not a young team. They're not they have to, so you can't go, this isn't a Herschel Walker situation where someone's going to give you all those picks, and you gotta get a deal done. He's your best player.
I think so. And, they've pushed their chips in on other things like, making the George Pickens trade. So I think you're right. And I do think, Micah Parsons is angry now, but if they meet his price tag, he'll be fine.
Yeah. What is going to happen with McLaurin? Like that's it. Because that feels like it's even more serious, even though
I agree with you.
I
agree with you. And it is one where this is also silly because listen, personally, I would not necessarily want to pay Terry McLaurin like one of the best receivers in the league when he's going to be over 30 years old. I think that is a reasonable stance to have as an organization. It is much less reasonable when their roster is littered with guys like that. Like that has been their roster building philosophy under Adam Peters. They have all kinds of old guys. So this is the guy who's been the good soldier. the best player on the team for the last 5 years. This is the guy who you're going to draw the line in the sand with. That is what, to me, would make Terry McLaurin angry, and I think fairly so. But again, if they meet his price tag, I'm sure he'll be fine.
Now, I'm a huge Jaden Daniels fan. As
Me
just
too.
a quarterback, I love the kid. I love the way he throws the ball. I just think I'm not one of these believers that he's going to have a sophomore slump because C.J. Stroud did. Different situations. However, that Commanders thing, it feels shaky to me. Like, I do think they're going to have a bit of a fall, a bit of a tumble. And the Debo thing, I didn't get that move a little bit.
I am really fading the Commanders. I'm totally with you for lots of reasons. I also really like Jaden Daniels, but their team is very old, and they were healthy last year. Like it is unlikely to have an old team stay so healthy. They also had a really easy schedule last year. Now they've got a tougher schedule, and their defense was awful, and it might be a little bit better. But they also had like a ton of added value on fourth down last year. That might not be something that they're able to replicate. All of the little factors that often tend to revert are working against them. I think the Commanders are not a playoff team.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, what's interesting is that you look around the NFC, who do you really like?
Well, I wanted to ask Bo, are any of you hearing anything? There's a lot of chatter on Twitter and the internet about JJ McCarthy, where they're like hiding some tapes of him, and he's very inconsistent, not looking good. Yeah.
I haven't gotten into this, but I'm in for a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I don't think it's
this is McCarthyism.
No, you know what? You go around, you go, well, who do you really like?
Yeah.
I mean,
obviously the Lions,
right? So I think
there's real concerns about Stafford's back holding up.
Yes, I think Tampa's legit.
Well, but they got a big offensive line hole.
Yes,
Works.
Yeah. That's a big spot to replace.
Yes. So
everybody's got a reason to disbelieve. Even the Lions. They lost Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. How are they going to bounce back from that?
They're all-world center.
That's right. You mentioned the Bucs. They lose Tristan Wirfs. The Rams, can Stafford stay healthy? The Niners, maybe. Do you believe in a bounce back there? I could be convinced, I guess. The
they have
Packers,
an easy schedule, but
the Niners have a very easy schedule, so I think they will be able to rack up wins because of that. The Packers, we saw them sort of, not be ready for the moment last year, but they've got some pieces. I don't know. There's not a ton of teams who worry me.
No, it's pretty good. Pretty good. All right, brother.
Yeah,
you got a big night ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we got the regular show this afternoon.
Ospreys.
We got the regular show this afternoon at 2:00. Mina Kimes is going to join us for that. But tonight is the big deal, guys. Yeah. We all saw what happened in January. You talked about those Commanders. They came into our city and they vandalized our monument, the Hard Rock Cafe. Tonight we take it back and we celebrate Zach Berman. So it should be a lot of fun.
I love it.
What time do the festivities begin?
Festivities begin at 7. It's going to be a long night, fun night. A lot of surprises planned.
I love the fact that you did the Hard Rock Cafe after Washington went there. That's fabulous. Great. That's great work by you.
We got to rebuild, baby.
Yeah, you got to take it back. That's ours.
That's ours. That belongs to us.
Yes.
They already took the Capitol.
Yeah.
Leave us the Hard Rock.
That's great. That's great. You are a blast, buddy. Good luck with it tonight. All right. We'll be watching. Thanks, pal. There he is, Bo Wolf, all PHLY birds. Mina Kimes, who's terrific, will be joining the Bird Show today.
Yeah. Are they every other Wednesday, maybe? Yeah. She's great.
Yeah, she's terrific.
And she's got a playlist on Spotify. It's great taste in music. Big fan.
Man, you guys are getting me hyped up today.
I'm excited.
I'm feeling Birds by a million this year.
I keep looking around.
Me and Grok got them 14-3.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
That intro that came out for Madden last night.
I did not ask ChatGPT. I asked Grok.
My blood was like
Grok.
boiling.
ChatGPT had them like 8 and 9.
Yeah, ChatGPT, no good.
What are you saying
as
about
the
the
brain,
Eagles?
as the brain will attest.
Yeah, I was saying that intro that came out for Madden last night, they were showing,
yeah.
like that got my blood boiling. And now you guys talking about everybody around the NFL. Oh,
Have you seen the Madden intro?
No.
Oh,
They have-
man.
Someone leaked the Birds intro into if you play a game with the Birds, their intro ceremony.
Yeah,
It's
I would
pretty
say.
cool.
I would definitely want to say it. But joining us right now, our man from I don't know what island he's at because he's on
in Bermuda. Didn't he say Bermuda?
Yeah, but I think he's cruising, right?
Get out of that triangle, dude.
All right, here he is, the brain.
Brain.
Red, the brain finder.
There he is, looking tan, fit.
How are you, man? Yeah,
what
no,
do you-
Bermuda.
What is-
Bermuda.
You're in Bermuda. Did you make it through? Like, where is the triangle in relation to it?
Man, you got to ask Phil Jackson that. I don't even know. I do not.
You don't even look it up.
know.
You're not scared. Nothing. We're going to Bermuda. Not worried about the triangle.
Dude, Bermuda
Nah,
Triangle,
man.
biggest drop off in the history of the conspiracies. No one talks about it anymore.
I mean, my dad was in the Navy through that area a lot. He said crazy weather and stuff in that triangle.
Oh
so-
yeah, no, Marco,
yeah.
our buddy Marco,
Yeah.
who's a merchant marine,
Mm-hmm.
right? He said he was going through the Bermuda Triangle, reading a book on the Bermuda Triangle, scared to death. He was like 18 years old,
Yeah.
right? Reading about this thing and was like, no,
Yeah.
and it was crazy.
Yeah.
He said crazy stuff happened.
I don't know. Not yet. I'll keep you posted if something does.
Well,
And
no,
now I'm looking
you're on a
around,
commercial
looking up.
cruise. You're good. The
Yeah. Although,
pathway-
did you guys see? I was just reading. I embarrassed to admit I didn't even know about it. There was some Netflix show about some woman. Tragically, she was like 22 years old on a cruise, and it's like the #1 show on Netflix now, where she disappeared off a cruise.
She was
you hear
abducted
about that?
from the cruise.
She was
Yeah.
abducted.
Yeah. Apparently, years
Yeah.
later, like there was like a
Like an
website.
alien
people were
ship
sick to
grabbed her
see.
off the deck of the
Yeah,
ship?
a big UFO came and sucked her up. No, someone took her off
Well,
the,
I don't-
off
I
the
mean-
boat.
Off the boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd never heard about it, but she was only 22 or 21. She was with her family and was on a cruise. And they went to bed, and then they woke up and she wasn't there. And like no one heard anyone go overboard or anything. It's very. I got to watch it now because I'm curious about the whole thing. But anyway, I don't even know how I got on that topic. But
Apparently,
but
there's
yeah,
no
I mean,
no
these-
razors on this luxury sea liner of yours, Ray. You're a little stubbly up today.
Nah, well, listen. You know,
Oh,
it's
he's
funny.
a
I
vacation
usually.
mode. Leave him alone.
Yeah. Come on, VJ. Come on.
And is
I
that
mean,
a
you know,
pocket square, or is that a pocket with a black top to it, or is that a pocket square?
No, it's a Lululemon shirt. It's just like it
I
has a
wouldn't
little
know. I
pocket.
can't afford Lululemon shirts.
Oh,
Come on,
Jesus,
Lululemon.
God, man.
Yeah,
You-
what's
you guys-
Lululemon?
What's that?
Well,
$130 for a blue T-shirt?
Nah,
I don't
man.
shop in that section.
All right, man. You guys.
because you guys can't pick games the way he can.
This is true.
Yeah, you guys.
This is
I love
true.
where you go with me, man.
Brain,
I'm
let's
gonna
talk
take you to
about-
Lululemon, VG.
Let's talk about the NFL for a second, and it's fascinating as we hit the big first preseason week 1 in the league. A lot of bad stories around teams in the NFC. Cowboys, Washington, Minnesota, the Rams are getting a scare. There's a lot of fright around the league other than the Eagles.
And in Philadelphia. Yeah. Look, you're being fair, Anthony. Look, the Lions have had had the best record last year, right? They've had a bunch of injuries, it seems like. And obviously they have the coaching disruption. The Eagles have had nothing at all. Washington has been a debacle with McLaurin. And that organization, I don't know, something about that organization. I can't put my finger on it. But I just don't. So what you were just saying, Bo, I kind of had that same feeling. Dallas, obviously, Jerry can't get out of his own way. Stafford, again, the Rams are a team you would think that could maybe be a team that, all right, maybe this team came the closest to beating them last year. Maybe. And he seems like he's a little banged up. VG, I heard what you said about my Michigan man. I hope you're wrong. Really do hope you're wrong.
It's not me
But
saying
obviously
it. I'm just delivering a message that's out
Yeah,
there.
just the message guy. I get it. But again, obviously, if he's not ready for prime time, that's going to hurt them. So, yeah, I mean, listen, as I said, I mean, from a talent standpoint, I don't think anyone would dispute the fact the Eagles don't have the most talent. Certainly in the NFC, you would think that they should, they're expected to go back and if not repeat, come pretty freaking close.
All right.
By the way, I almost texted you. I should have texted you. I got a text on Monday after we had spoke, and I got a text from one of my betting guys. He's like, unload on Cincinnati, pick them minus $1.25. You know, they're going to be playing their starters. I was freaking lazy, didn't do it. Then I get a text the next day, unload on Cincinnati -4. It's going to go to like 7. And sure enough, Zach Taylor announced his guys are playing. And the line is, I think it's 7 right now, just like I was told. But I'm saying, that's what I'm saying about preseason.
Yes.
The other guy, the guy also told me Raiders +1. They're now -5, I think. These are things that never, ever, 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 ever will happen during the regular season. That's when people say, "Oh, it's preseason for degenerates, for people who are stupid, who are just looking for action."
You get
Heck,
information.
No, it's actually the exact opposite.
Well, next
it's actually,
time,
and I'm just in the wrong
so we can let
place at the wrong time.
Our people know.
Well, these things move really fast, Anthony. It's not like you can sit and like have a lemonade and wait and just say, all right, I'll put it in an hour. No, when I get this information, I have usually less than 90 seconds to get it in.
But again, when it moves, right? Like you're still like, if you would have got at a pick is one thing.
Yeah, even the pick, no matter what I got was great.
But even
now
if it moves to 2, like if you get
it was still great. Yeah, it was still great. Yeah, it was still great. You're right. It was still great. But yeah, and the two that I was giving were really them and the Raiders, and both of those really moved like crazy. But
Zach Taylor.
We'll see how much he plays them. I mean, look, sometimes I think these things can be maybe a little like, again, if I had a Bengals ticket at Pick'em, I'd be playing the Eagles back +7, right? Because I think, probably it's somewhere closer to in between. And if let's suppose Burrow plays one series, that's not crazy common to me. Only play one series. It's not written in stone they're going to score a touchdown.
Right.
And if he plays 2 series, but I can't see it being more than that. And at that point, I feel like what edge do the Bengals really have? So to me, in this particular case, I think it may be a little bit of an overreaction, but we'll see.
All right. We talked on Monday, or last week actually, and Kyle Schwarber was 75-1 to win the MVP. Yeah. And now he's what, 8-1?
Yeah. 6-1, maybe. I'll check.
Yeah. I mean, to me, what would have to happen for that to win? Well, obviously, if you had an Aaron Judge situation where somehow Ohtani got hurt, that would obviously be the clearest way for him to win. And then you say, okay, Phillies win the division, Dodgers come in second. Can that put you over the top? Man, it's just, here's the thing, and it's like, if you say,
or if he hits 60.
If he hits 60, okay, maybe that would be the other one, right? Maybe if he hit 60, that would be something. But it would kind of be like, and I guess the argument would be the year Charles Barkley won MVP over Michael Jordan. But like, if you said that, Allen Iverson was great, but you don't think he's as good as Michael Jordan, it doesn't mean you're insulting him. It just means he wasn't as good as Michael Jordan. Shohei Ohtani, as good as Schwarber is, as great as he is, magnificent, whatever adjective you want to use, is anyone going to sit here and say he's actually been better than Ohtani? If you're really being objective, you're in a court of law.
Okay, so obviously Ohtani might be the greatest player, probably is the greatest player I've ever seen, right? So yeah, it is. However, it is most valuable player. Right. And if the Phillies have an equal record of the Dodgers, Schwarber's more valuable in that what's around him.
I'm going to wrestle with you here. The Dodgers have had lost all 5 starters, all 6 of their starters for most of the season. That's number one. Mookie Betts is hitting 228. I will say to you, I don't necessarily agree with you.
Teoscar Hernandez, Will Smith, Muncy comes back, hit a couple bombs last night.
Like, say the same thing about Bryce Harper.
Their lineup is better. Trey Turner. The Dodgers lineup is better than the Phillies lineup.
Right. I'll give you that.
What does Ohtani do right now? I mean, he's playing DH as well. What's he doing that gives him that you have him so far ahead of Schwarber?
Well, I'll answer that in 2 ways. One, I think he's been better offensively. Okay. Which is what Schwarber does. Where is, and I don't have the
Schwarber's
stats
got 23 more RBIs than Ohtani.
Well. Okay.
And I know Ohtani's lead off.
I can't, I'm not going to, come on. I'm trying to be fair and objective. Hitting leadoff for Ohtani, if you don't have the guys on base,
I'm with you, but you can't say he's a better offensive player when their numbers are the same.
What are the numbers? Right, again, I don't have them right in front of me. Can you bring them up?
Ohtani's batting 273. and
What's
Schwarber's
Schwarber,
batting 258, right?
Okay.
Schwarber's got more home runs and more ribbies.
Slugging is Schwarber 591, Ohtani 601. So I mean, you're talking like a 1/100th of a decimal point almost. On base, Ohtani's 380, Schwarber's 382.
Yeah, they're comparable. Look, I'll give you that.
There they
The
are.
stats are
There
close.
you go. You
Ohtani
can't tell
probably
me
has
he's
15
clearly
steals.
ahead.
These don't have yesterday's
Ohtani-
games in it, but these are pretty much the stats.
Ohtani's got
Ohtani probably
16
has-
stolen bases. Schwarber's got 10.
Oh, Schwarber's, I didn't know he had that many. Well, what about the fact that Ohtani can pitch and pitch effectively?
He's thrown
That,
15 innings.
That'll give him the Cy Young then. That's not the MVP.
That, no, I'm not saying that. But by the time,
He's thrown 15 innings. I'm just talking for the year.
yeah,
I'm
look,
not saying
again,
Ohtani's not a better player. He is a better
Sure.
player. I
I know what you're saying.
But this is
Yeah.
most valuable player in a lineup where he's got what's their second? Castellanos the second in ribbies with like 40 something. Like it's
Yes.
I mean, you want to talk about most valuable? He's the only one that's giving you consistent power.
He's
on that
he's
team.
been phenomenal, and he's been incredible. Listen, I think if you look at objectively, the three best years in baseball in no particular order have been Judge, Ohtani, maybe Raleigh and Schwarber. Those four I'd put in the category that those four to me have been the four best players. It's not impossible. Listen, again, you're right. I probably dismissed it when it was 75-1. I was probably way too quick in dismissing that. That was obviously a bet I would love to have in my pocket right now. 8-1. I still think, Anthony, it's still going to be hard because I think people, and I could be wrong. Again, we're talking about, and even not what's right or what's fair, but just how the people are going to vote, right?
Listen,
and I feel like
I
Ohtani
voted
just
for that
has
award. When I was a baseball writer, I voted for MVP award. I did.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
used to look at it and I would say, who's the most valuable? Not who's the best, who's the most valuable to a team. I don't think the award is, I don't think it's written yet, right? Whoever has the better 2 months
can easily win it.
Is to me, like again, like if Schwarber goes on another, continues his tear, he's on pace to hit 58. If he hits 60, I think I would vote Schwarber.
You could be right. What's the contract for Schwarber? What do you think it's going to be? What do you think it's going to come in at? How many years average per year? I'm sure they'll get it done.
4,160.
4,160. That's what Bregman got. 3,120. I think he'll get more than that. But
yeah,
I mean, I got to base
4,160 is not unreasonable.
I got to base it on the highest DH right now in baseball is Stanton at 32.5 million. So he's got to eclipse that number.
Well, yeah, for sure. No, he'll definitely eclipse that number for sure. For sure.
You got anything today, buddy?
Yeah, I do. It's funny. Let me bring it up right now. I actually bet a bunch of stuff today. My biggest bets actually, guys, are in the Phillies game today. Have you been following Rogers?
Yeah,
the Orioles. Anyone?
Yeah, he's really good.
Like he's been like Cy Young kind of good. But no one knows about it. I bet the Orioles plus a half run on the 5-inning line. I laid like $1.06. Again, I think the game is 50-50. And I think it's a game that's going to be, I'm also bet under 4.5 runs in the game and the 5-inning line. I think it's going to be 1-1, like 0-0. Like, I think it's going to be, I expect Ranger to have success also, but really like the Orioles getting a half run because I think it's a very good chance it's going to be 1-1, 0-0. And I like the under 4.5 runs in the 5-inning line. I bet Rogers under 2.5 runs. He's 8-1 of that number this year. One game he gave up 3 runs.
Lefties give the Phils some issues.
Yeah, again, I don't know why the Phillies will have success when no one has. Jeffrey Springs of the Las Vegas Athletics. He's 17-5 to under 5.5 strikeouts. He's averaging 4.4. He's actually gone under 4.5 more than he's gone over it. A guy averaging 4.4 that you're making it 5.5, that's the edge. Give me Spring under 5.5 Ks. Robbie Ray, San Francisco Giants. I bet Pirates in the game. I think I laid like $1.39. I bet they're Giants in the game. And I bet Ray under 2.5 runs. He's 17-5 to that against obviously a Pirates team that doesn't score runs. Another 50-50 game, I bet. Look, I know this team, VG, by the way, I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know if it's smoke and mirrors or smoke and mirrors, but the Boston Red Sox, who were my
you got that World Series ticket in the pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be able to freaking buy this cruise ship if they win the World Series. But they look, they're playing great. But I think this pitching matchup, they just got Dustin May again. That's a team. I'll tell you what, if I was a Red Sox fan, which this year I am, you talk about an ownership group that has been the most disrespectful,
they killed
worst,
you.
pathetic. Literally, it's like imagine the movie Major League, where the players have to be like, oh, okay, you don't add anyone. Every general manager said that they were the most unrealistic team in negotiations to add someone. They said their asking price was through the roof. They were basically 2 games out of first place, #1 seed, and they refused to help their team. But that being said, Michael Walker's been really solid, really good.
Dude, the last 2 years, he is very consistent. Like, Walker's had 2 decent years. He's off everybody's radar.
Better than decent. Yeah, better than decent, actually. He's been good. He's been good. And same with Seth Lugo. They hit a grand slam with those 2 free agent signings. I think he's a huge edge over Dustin May. I took the Royals plus $1.30. I think the Royals have the better bullpen. I think they have the better starter. I'm taking plus $1.30 against the Red Sox team that hasn't lost since 1902, but I'm doing it.
I like the Marlins. What do you think about the Marlins today? I like them. They got Junk. I always like when Junk's on the mound.
Yeah,
like
Eric Getty is well, he's actually been solid. Eric Getty is first start off the DL. Eric Getty's a guy that has good stuff. First start off the DL. Lean Marlins, didn't bet it, but I do lean with the Marlins, by the way. Again, that's the team we talked about the other day, that they kept pricing the Marlins as the worst team in baseball through 4 months, which is just not the case. They're actually have a really nice future. Lean Marlins, VJ, I'm with you on that, but did not bet it.
Yeah, I like it. All right, listen, Brain. Great stuff. As always, my boy. We
appreciate both you guys.
Enjoy it. What's on tap in Bermuda? Like, what are you doing today?
You know what's funny, guys? It's funny. I clicked the link to get on the show today, and I'm like, I guess I'm on late. I didn't realize I'm an hour ahead here. Didn't even realize it. So I was like, sitting here, didn't even know. But again, I got to enjoy the show. Got to enjoy Bo and talking about some Eagles football. It was actually I enjoyed it. I actually was happy that I was not on, because I actually enjoyed listening to the show. You guys always do a great job. But we're going to just speak. Look, touring the island, and again, I haven't been here before, so I'll let you know more on Friday when I'm on what there is to do here. But I'm sure we can see beaches. Look, I see the blue water here, man. I don't know. I'll try to take it around here if you can see. I don't know if it's clear and pretty here, man. It's nice, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Oh my God, that's beautiful, man.
It is. But I got to tell you, I told you the most beautiful thing you'll see is this Lake Louise. That's what you got to. One day in life, everyone watching this, if you have the chance to go to Lake Louise, that's what God made. That was really beautiful.
That's great. Well, enjoy, buddy. Always great to talk to you, pal.
Appreciate both you guys.
All right, brother.
Okay, guys, be good.
There he is, the Brain, checking in. I love this. I love doing this show where we get people like Eagles camp and Baldy's in Rome and Brains in Bermuda.
Danny D was in Italy.
I love it. It's like you're going there,
travel the world through their eyes.
Through the portal.
Are you guys cruise guys? Do you like a cruise?
No. I've never been on.
Never been. I get seasick.
I am out on cruise.
No, I'm not a cruiseman. No, I'm out.
Stuck on a big boat. There's always something going on in a cruise.
I don't. To me, it doesn't serve the purpose. Like, I like to disappear in a place.
Yeah, you see videos of those Carnival cruises. They're packed, jam-packed with people.
Yeah, they're always sloshing around. There's always plumbing issues and different things.
You can get food anywhere. I don't care about that. I want a local. Fair.
Yes.
I want to walk around and sit in a bar or go somewhere where nobody, and I disappear.
I'm right there with you.
Like, no agenda. In fact, my buddy Tooch is going to Venice. And there's a lot of cruises that go to Venice. And I was like, no, he's not doing that. I said, one of the greatest things in the world is getting lost in Venice, because it's all the canals and it's windy and there's alleys.
Beautiful.
But like, if you get away from the port areas where the tourists are and you disappear into the alleys, you just get it's so awesome.
I'm sure.
And that's the real culture. The whole point of traveling is to be immersed in the culture.
Yeah, not this big cruise boat with all these tourists and all that.
Exactly. I'm with you, 100%. All right, let's take care of some business, and then the great Mike Sealski.
He's got his headline today. Eagles are boring. Give me the feuding Cowboys. Give me the petty Bengals. Chaos is more fun.
Spoken like a true columnist. that is looking for something to write. That's exactly it. Let's talk about our friends at Parks, at the Bet Parks app. The Brain is brought to us by the Bet Parks Sportsbook and Casino app. I didn't even see the Bengals are 7 tomorrow night.
I don't know. I got the MLB up.
Yeah, it's nuts. What are the Phillies today?
Oh, they were like hold on. I got the Bengals. So the Bengals are -6.5.
All right.
Phillies are. I had the futures up.
The Phillies
-175.
It's a big price.
Yeah.
The Brain is right. Tyler Rogers is really good.
I feel like there's an injection of energy in this club right now, though.
I'm with you because here's the thing. They're playing so well. They're hot. Orioles are dead.
Yeah.
I wouldn't back it. Like, listen, you never go against the family anyway.
Yeah.
Like that's
I like the -1.5 +120.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see, you know what I could see?
They'll get to the bullpen.
Like,
the bullpen stinks.
Right. I could see a big 8th inning.
Yeah.
And then the Durant comes on. The only problem is it's not nighttime.
Oh, yeah. Right.
I like the
he should not be allowed to come in during the day.
Yeah.
Unless it's the playoffs.
Yeah.
Save the arm for the night.
Check out all the sports they have, everything, right? Football, baseball, the preseason, you name it, on the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app and the casino games. Live dealer blackjack, roulette. You can watch and you can see the dealer right there. Hit you. You get the whole thing. You got all the hot slots.
I'm still with my girl, Cleopatra.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Twice as nice.
There he is. He loves it. He loves it. You can check it out. They have everything right there at your fingertips. Have some fun. There's always another way to win on the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. New customers get to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. BetParks.com has all the details. Got to be 21. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. The Bet Parks app, Sportsbook. Now, a word by us for our friends at Pico. Anthony Gargano, PHLY, DG. My brother, you look hot.
Dude.
I mean, I feel kind of hot too, to be honest with you.
Dude, my house is like a sauna meets a steam room. It's insane. This heat's unbearable.
Well, look, this Philly heat is no joke. It's summertime, man.
Dude, if I could tell you, I stood with my head in a freezer for 10 minutes before I left the house today. Disaster.
Brother, just turn on the AC. How come you just don't turn on your air conditioner?
Trying to save some cash, man. Save the world. Save the climate. Go green. All that stuff.
Listen, I feel you. Do yourself a favor. I got your answer.
All right.
Like, do it solid. Check out Pico's energy saving rebates. All right. They've got deals on Energy Star cooling equipment that actually work and cut your bills.
So you're telling me no more freezer head?
No, not unless you want to look like a freezer head.
No. This is great news.
I'm serious. You're good, man. Trust me. Just head to pico.com/ways to save. They got tips for everything. Heating, cooling, lighting, you name it. It's Pico. We love Pico.
I'm in.
All right. There it is. Thanks to Pico. Now, joining us, the fabulous columnist. I look forward to it every week. Author. Great. Everything he does. Mike Sealski.
Here comes Mike Sealski.
How awesome is that?
That was very Pantera, I feel like.
Well, you're ominous, especially with a column like today. You come in with a little ominous take sometimes, so we got to.
Hey, man, all I know is I was at training camp yesterday, and I was ready to fall asleep because there's nothing going on with this team that is the least bit exciting. We know they're good. It's like, oh, who's battling for the right guard spot? Give me a contract holdout, man. Give me an owner who won't shut up. That's what I want.
And that's why people hate the media.
Fair enough, man.
It's
Fair
true.
enough.
Yeah. This is, and it's funny, right? Like, listen, I'm with you. Like, you're covering a story. You want something salacious. It inspires you as a writer, right? Like, you want something.
Sure.
But I'll challenge you as a little bit of a senior veteran here with you, that's where your skills really shine. Like your skills, if you're really creative, that gives you a blank canvas. Like anybody can write about Micah Parsons. Like there's nothing, that's what it is. Everybody can have a voice about that, but you are supremely talented. And quite frankly, that was lazy. That's a lazy narrative.
Oh, ouch. Ouch, you're killing me. Look, and the point of the column is,
and I love you. And listen,
it's tongue in cheek.
I know
it's tongue in cheek.
I got it. But that sarcastic tongue in cheek is an easy column to write.
Well, I'll say this.
And I love you, and I always say that as someone who admires your work.
I appreciate where you're coming from. I would say that some days are just get through days. And after I kind of poured myself into the previous few columns I wrote full bore, writing about Ryan Sandberg and, maybe kind of a little bit of a deeper meaning about his career and, the reason he was a baseball star, wrote a lot about Dick Allen and his induction into the Hall of Fame. And the point of the column I wrote today, it's a chance to poke fun at the Cowboys and to fire off some one-liners.
I get it. I'm just busting balls.
No, I know. But
I get it. And listen, I've mailed in my share too. But I get the point of, hey, look, it's a circus elsewhere, but here you got a really good team, and isn't it great? Like, you should take advantage of this right now as a fan and say, hey, thank God there's no drama.
Yeah, that's basically the point. And I do think that people who follow the Eagles casually or people who have followed them for a long, long time sometimes forget that. I do feel that way. I do feel like we were talking about this a couple of shows ago, right? Like that sense in the Super Bowl of, I know they're up 24-0, but the sky, the anvil could still fall on my head after halftime. Whereas nobody in the rest of America or around the world thought that, right? Everybody knew the Eagles were going to destroy them. Maybe you didn't think that way because you're smart and you follow the sport as closely as you do. But most fans, who have followed the Eagles for a long time were probably like, I don't know, 24-0, Patrick Mahomes, he can come back, blah, blah, blah. So I do think it's worth saying more than once that, boy, the Eagles are really good, and everybody around here should recognize how good they are relative to the rest of the NFL, because it hasn't really happened to this degree before.
You're spot on. And when you compare and contrast the rest of the league and the rest of the conference, let's look at this conference. There are question marks everywhere, right? Like you talked about Washington and Dallas, but go to Detroit. As good as Detroit can be, go try to replace that center who was an all-world center for you with a quarterback that needs protection, with a running game that's dynamic. Like, that's a big deal. There's question mark in Minnesota about their quarterback. Green Bay, I don't know if Green Bay's ready for prime time.
There's a question mark in LA.
Yes.
With Stafford and the herniated disc in his back. So you're right. There's questions everywhere. And look, it's not like it was back in the day, right? Where we all know where we're getting our information and coverage from. You're either reading the Inquirer, listening to talk radio, or watching ESPN, and that's it. People are getting their information and their insights and their takes from an infinite number of places. And I do think it's part of the reason why the Jalen conversation gets so much traction is that right now, it's the only thing that can be questioned right now about the Eagles. It's not interesting to say, yeah, holy cow, they have 11 of their 12 starters back in offense, and they have a great young defense, and their head coach has made the playoffs every single year he's been there, and they have the best general manager in the sport. Where do you go with that? And so I do think it's kind of worth pointing this out that, they're in a great, great position. And relative to the rest of the NFL, certainly the NFC, they might be even in a better position.
Yes. Yep. But listen, I didn't even want to talk about that today. What I really wanted to talk about with you in particular, and You posted a Jimmy Rollins clip, which I thought was awesome. I played it and credited you this morning, and he summed it up so perfectly. And what's happened really since Duran and Friday night at Citizens Bank Park, and again, Sunday night on Sunday Night Baseball, and go back to the Eagles run and what's going to happen in the fall. The way we fan, and to use fan as a verb, is fascinating. It's such a great story. So much so that the Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, we discussed that. I interviewed him yesterday. He's like, I want to talk sports. I'm like wrapped up in everything. And I want to talk about the effect and the impact of what sports has in our community, which I've always thought sports builds churches. So we were talking about he's going to come on after you. And I thought you'd be the perfect person to discuss this with. And I love that this generation of fan has carried the torch even further. Like there's, and again, the championships from the Eagles and the Phillies, but they're more positive. They're equally into it. They love the game, the nuance of the game. I love what we've become as a fan base.
I think there's a lot of truth in what you're saying. First of all, shout out to the governor. He has impeccable taste in reading. He posted an Instagram video a couple of months ago with my book, Magic in the Air, right on top of his desk. So I was very grateful for that. Smart man, too, understands that, like, reaching people in politics, you can't just stick to your base. He's trying to reach everybody, and I think he's smart to do that, whether you agree with his policies or not. To your point, Ant, there's something of I think this gets overlooked, and I wrote about this a little bit last week after Dick Allen got into the Hall of Fame. I don't think you can overstate how much it helps that we are getting farther and farther and farther away from 1964. That year damaged multiple generations of sports fans in this town. It was the only time in a 25-year span that the Phillies had a chance to go to the World Series, 6.5 games up, 12 to go, blew it. And that, to me, was the kind of spark for the bitterness that lasted as long as it did. The teams weren't winning, even after the 10-year period in the mid-'70s to the mid-'80s when the teams were good. And that the further that gets into the rearview mirror, and the better that the Eagles and the Phillies have become over time, the more changes you've seen along the lines that you're talking about. You know, the media has changed somewhat too. I lament often that there aren't as many outlets that are as critical as there used to be when the majority of coverage came from suburban daily newspapers or the Inquirer, the Daily News, or WIP back in the day when you guys were really hitting it hard. So that's changed too. But this younger generation of fans has also experienced so much more success than we did when we were growing up, and the generations before us had. I think a lot of this is just kind of the passage of time, and it's high time for that. And Jimmy nailed it. Jimmy, like, absolutely nailed it, that mentality of wanting so badly for your team to do well hasn't gone away. It's just channeled in a different way, I think.
Yeah, when he talked about the jersey being a rental and that they're going to be here for the next generation, and it was so important, I think, for players and outsiders to hear about Philadelphia, because, you know, we've been fighting the stereotype forever. And yeah, it could be tough and everything else. But this morning I'm walking, I parked the car, I'm walking, see a dude in an Eagles hat, and I just go Birds. And he gives me this bright smile. And like there was this connection, and it's, you know, it's 7:45, or, you know, and it's like, oh, you know what? It put a little bit of a goodness in your day, in your morning, right? Which portends to be, could be pretended to be a really good day. And that human connection and that feel good is important to human beings. I think we got.
Yeah, and not only is it important, and it's harder to find anymore.
Yeah.
Fewer people go to church. Fewer people know their neighbors. And we're all on these things all the time. And we have our heads down in them. And so when you say something like that, a Go Birds, or you see someone wearing a red Phillies jersey or an Embiid jersey, that's the benefit of sports. That's the power of sports in a community like this. You know, the funny part is, you know, you have the other aspect too, where like the Max Kepler discussion over the last 24 hours. Can you believe Rob Thompson, you know, put him back in left field last night, and then of course he hits the homer and has the big game. But like that's what social media has done too. It treats every single tiny little news development or game like it is the most important thing on the planet. And that can be good and bad, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, I understand why Rob Thompson put Max Kepler in the lineup last night. Like he's trying to get him going, and it's early August, and there's still time.
Exactly.
If Kepler like unlocks something with his swing, or suddenly a few hard hit balls drop in, all of a sudden the guy becomes an asset down the stretch and in the postseason. So play him. But people were losing their minds over the fact that he was in the lineup last night. Like, guys, it's not the playoffs yet.
No, first of all, it was stupid. I heard the outrage. I'm going, what? Like listen, God bless us. And I just got done showering us with bouquets. Sometimes I don't think we understand baseball. Like of all sports, like I think we use the prism of football, the lens of football for every other sport. Like baseball, you don't know what's going to happen in October. You have to try to get Kepler going. To me, it's not even debatable. Like Rob Thompson gets a lot of flack, and people are just wrong about it's a long season. You have to manage it that way. You have to have that kind of emotional kind of quiet when you're talking about baseball. It's a different sport, way different.
If there had been Twitter in 2008, think how much crap Charlie Manuel would have taken for running Jeff Jenkins out there as often as he did.
Yeah.
But there's a reason he did it. And when Jenkins cracks that double in Game 5 of the World Series, that's why Charlie did it. It's, you know, it's the lapping of waves against the rock, and eventually the rock becomes sand. And social media and to a certain extent Philadelphia fandom don't allow us to look at baseball that way.
You know, but let's get back to the point. You said something that's so right. And when we were growing up, I don't know about you, like I went to mass every Sunday, right? Like we went and
me too,
as a family, and you know, everybody went to mass. And there was something there, like you know, especially when the priest would say, I don't think he would say "Go Birds," but "Go Eagles." Like it was something along those lines at the end, and everybody knew everybody was trying to get out after communion to try to get home in time to watch the pregame show, and but there was this congregation, and I think sports has and I'm talking from youth on. Like youth to the pro sports, has replaced in a lot of ways is your congregation. I see it in youth sports, all the families, now people get out of hand, all that stuff. But by and large, it's a group of parents watching their kids play ball. And there's families and siblings and grandparents, and everybody's congregating at a field. And I think there's a goodness to that.
I agree with you completely. You know, that was the underrated aspect of growing up when we did, and going to mass and being part of a parish or congregation or whatever. It wasn't just like that's where you went to worship. It was that's your social circle. You know, you have something in common with these people. There's a natural connection there. And that doesn't exist as much anymore for good reasons and for not so good reasons. And sports, to a large degree, fills that gap. I'm sure for other parts of the country, it's like, oh, my kids are involved in like theater from the time they're 5 or 6 until they're through high school and beyond. And so that becomes your social group. But yeah, I mean, it's the lingua franca of the Philadelphia area is Eagles, Phillies, the Sixers when they're good, you know, the Flyers to a certain segment of the population when they're good. It's the thing that can draw everybody together. You don't have to be from this neighborhood, or you don't have to look like the person who lives next door to you. You got a Phillies hat on or a Saquon Barkley jersey on, boom, natural connection, and all the other differences and potential areas of conflict go away.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because next year when the World Cup comes in, because there's no greater. Listen, we are Americans, and so we love our sports, and Philadelphians, we have our favorite. But that World Cup unites the world, and it's going to be a huge influx of people from all over the world, and it's going to be pretty cool. I'm curious to see, how it plays out here. I think could be really special.
I agree with you. Being in Paris last year for covering the Olympics, it was really cool to see how the fan bases and people from the different nations interacted. And to Paris's credit and the people there, it was a very welcoming environment. There was no sense of like tribalism and, oh, I hate this country or that country.
Right.
It was really cool. I mean, the competitiveness was there. The French went nuts in the swimming events, the natatorium. That place was insane. And like you said, I'm really curious to see what happens here in Philly because, as you said, Ant, we are so parochial and provincial about the sports here, and we're getting this influx of folks who are focused so intensely on this one event for different reasons, and how that all plays over the weeks that they're going to be here is going to be really, really interesting.
Yeah, it's why every Thursday we do a segment on the World Cup leading up to the draw and beyond, because I think it's important. I think it's important for us to embrace our role as the ambassador town. Like, we're going to be an ambassador town next year. I can't wait because it's the year of Philadelphia. Right. Besides the fact that we have all the events here, it's 250 years of the country.
Yep.
We're a huge part of that, going back to the beginning. And you see it, you've been around, you traveled. Cities become in vogue. When when Rio had the Olympics, all of a sudden the culture of Rio was bestowed upon the world. And I think the culture of Philadelphia will be bestowed upon the world all of 2026.
The best example of that, and it's a direct analogy to Philadelphia, is Boston.
Yeah.
Good Will Hunting comes out in 1997, and it makes Matt Damon and Ben Affleck stars. And then those guys are rising in Hollywood, and 4 years later, the Patriots win the Super Bowl with Tom Brady, and then win another one. And then the Red Sox beat the Yankees and win the World Series. And before you know it, Boston is everywhere. And there's other cultural aspects and reasons for that too. But they became the in vogue city because their teams were so good and there were cultural things, pop culture things going on that raised Boston to the forefront for everybody at top of mind. And yeah, maybe the same thing can happen for Philadelphia.
You know what? It's funny you brought the parallel. It's spot on. You're spot on, Mike. Now with Miles Teller and Bradley Cooper, right?
Right.
Like the Eagles could win again, right? And then next year's I could totally see in the country. Now all of a sudden you see the proliferation of cheesesteaks everywhere. And it's not just about a sandwich, but it really is something that, the town exports and people like. And you could see the whole thing kind of bubbling up for a huge 2026.
Yeah. I mean, imagine if the Phillies make the World Series this year and you got Bryce Harper, screaming and grimacing, and Kyle Schwarber's hitting long home runs, and Zach Wheeler is striking guys out. Like all of that, the Durantula, exactly. All of that plays into how a city becomes quote unquote cool. And the table is set there for Philadelphia to become that cool city.
Yeah.
And the music scene, our music scene's killing it. Like we're firing on all cylinders.
That was part of it back in the 70s too. We talk about that run of the Phillies being good and the Broad Street Bullies and the Sixers get Julius Erving. Well, look at the sound of Philadelphia, VG, back then, right? Dominating the charts. Gamble and Huff and all of that together, that stew. Frank Rizzo, no matter what you thought of his policies, was the biggest big city mayor in the country. Like everybody
literally
knew
and
Philly
figuratively,
at that time.
Yeah. It's the truth, man. So speaking of which, your book, which will be a huge success, what's new on I have people, because we love to do this every week, kind of the countdown until you're finished of what's happening with the Rocky book. I have people going, I can't wait to read your friend Mike's book. I can't wait to read it. I can't read it. My man Jake just said that to me last night.
That's awesome. Thanks. Thank you, Jake. Yeah, I got an interview this afternoon, a pretty important one. I can't get into the details of it yet. It has to do with the way the movie was marketed back in 76 and 77. But I'm trucking away with the manuscript. I'm finishing up chapter 5 right now, which is all about the people that it's Stallone right before he writes Rocky. Because a lot of people may not know this. He had actually written a script that got optioned before Rocky, which became the movie that came out after Rocky. It became Paradise Alley. And he actually sold that script before writing Rocky, and it led to kind of a bumpy road for him in Hollywood, at least initially. So I'm kind of getting through that part right now. A little bit of a profile of a guy named
Paradise
Gene
Alley
Kirkwood.
is it's a great little movie.
Is it? I've never seen
yes,
it.
It's
It is.
great.
It is.
And it's interesting because he does not play the Palooka, which is his brother who's a wrestler, but he plays the front man.
Yeah, he does. And it's really like this part is fascinating to me, like Stallone's career right before he writes Rocky. He was in 4 movies in 1975. He had bit parts in all of them. Death Race 2000 with David Carradine, and he was in a Robert Mitchum movie. And he gets praised for his acting, which in a way sounds kind of silly now because so many people think of him as the leading man in all these action movies, and he's always getting ripped for Stallone can't act. But in every little performance he's in back then, even if the critics hate the movie, they're like, that Stallone guy's pretty good. And it just feeds this idea in his mind of, I'm an artist, I'm destined for something bigger and better. And then finally he goes to the Chuck Wepner Muhammad Ali fight and gets the idea for Rocky.
The Carboni brothers are in Paradise Alley. Terry Funk, the wrestler, stars in that. I might have to watch this.
Oh, we never saw it?
No.
It's a
You gotta
great
see
little
it.
movie, man. You
Gotta see it. It ends up being about wrestling, but he wrote it initially as boxers. That they were club boxers.
Well, it was a period piece. It was
exactly
supposed to be like in the 20s or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good. We used to watch it all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Do you ever get into? Oh, dude, one of the greatest old Stallone movies was it was him and Billy D. Williams.
Nighthawks.
Yes.
Nighthawks. Yeah, that came out in
Did
'81.
you cover Nighthawks?
No, I don't, because I'm dealing with just the first Rocky, and Nighthawks came out in '81. It came out after Rocky 2.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not going to get into that. But it's funny to read like the movies he was in '75, Death Race 2000. I quote a couple reviews from Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel who just eviscerate these movies. They hate these movies. And Stallone's only getting like $200, $300 for a day's work for these movies. So even though he's appearing in all these movies, he's not making any money.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what to do, and he thinks he's going nowhere. And he's cranking these scripts out, and he's living in Hollywood, and what the hell is going on? And then it all changes.
Did you ever see Nighthawks?
Yeah, not in a long, long time. Not in a long, long time. My old Stallone favorite was a few years after that, because it was on cable, I think, every day from the time I was 13 until I was 16, was Over the Top.
Yes!
The arm wrestling movie.
Yes! We watched it.
It was just on a loop on Prism and HBO.
Dude, the Prism Over the Top was it. So I can't believe it. I think we had a very parallel existence growing up.
We absolutely did. He would do the thing. He would have the baseball cap on, and then he would turn it. It's like I throw a switch.
Yeah.
And he put the baseball cap on backwards, and then he beat some 400-pound monster in a arm wrestling match.
Oh my God, it was the best. This past Thanksgiving, we put it on. This past Thanksgiving, and we had all the kids. So it was me, my cousin, and my son Anthony, my son Massimo, my nephew Joseph, and we had the arm wrestling contest. Watching Stallone, it was the greatest.
VG, I am disappointed in you that you have not started singing "Meet Me Halfway" by Kenny Loggins. Come on, man. You're falling down on the job.
That's fabulous. My brother, God, I always love hanging with you, dude. I was looking forward to it because, the fan thing really struck me after Friday night and Sunday night and, what's going to happen. And I kind of love just the way we do it. You're so good with those subjects. You're thoughtful. And that's what's fun.
Mike, let me ask you a Stallone movie trivia from back in the day that I was all looping with me. Star Stallone with Michael Caine and Pele.
Victory.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah.
Come on.
I love that
I did a book report on the book.
Did you?
Yes.
Nice.
I did. Victory was it.
I love that.
So many good ones. Many good ones.
Yeah.
I'll tell a quick story. There was a Phillies beat writer 15, 20 years ago who was very physically fit. And one of the other writers would refer to this writer's arms as Tango and Cash.
That's got to be our boy, man. Jimmy Steaks with the Popeye forearms. Come on.
It was not Jim Salisbury.
It was not Jimmy Steaks. No, it was not. It was Mandy Hausnick of the Allentown Morning Call. She was great person. Really stayed in shape, and she was kidding about.
That's great. I love it. All right, my brother, what's on for the column? You'll be at Eagles tomorrow?
I will not beat Eagles tomorrow. It's too late. The way the deadline structure at the Inquirer is now, it doesn't make sense for me to go. So I'm working ahead on some things, and I'll come up with something tomorrow. Maybe I'll write about the Cowboys and the Bengals again.
I love it. Thanks, pal. You're the best.
All right. See you guys.
See you, brother.
See you, Mike.
There he is, the great Mike Sealski. All right, let's take care of some business. And then the Gov.
What's up, Gov? What's up, Gov?
Well, it's going to chop it up. The Gov wanted to talk sports. So it's great, right? Like, whether it was Ed Rendell and now Josh Shapiro, true sports people.
Yeah, I'm that one.
So he's like, can we talk sports? Yeah, man, let's go.
Why not? Chew the fat.
All right, let's talk about some of our friends. How about some Shady Rays?
Oh, I love to talk about Shady Rays because I am a sunglass man and a Shady Rays man. And, sometimes you might be afraid to bring your Shady Rays or your nice sunglasses out on the road with you because, that moment when maybe you realize you left them at the beach or the roof of your car or at the gas station a couple states away. Well, I've been there too. Left a pair under the bed. They fell in Toronto, and I was a little hesitant about bringing sunglasses anywhere fun. That's all changed. It's all changed once I found Shady Rays because these sunglasses, not only are they made for life, seriously good looking, polarized, durable, and not stupidly expensive, the crazy thing about them is if you lose them, you break them. Even on the first day, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip, just replacements sent right to you. So now you can be like me and wear your sunglasses wherever you go without fear. You can bring them on vacation. You can bring them to concerts, ball games. If you do the boats, bring them on the boat. Wherever you go, bring your Shady Rays because Shady Rays is eyewear that has your back. And PHLY, we've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head over to shadyrays.com and use the code PHLY for 35% off polarized sunglasses, polarized shades with 35% off. Give them a try, shadyrays.com, and try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 satisfied customers.
All right, let's talk about Parks Casino, Street Road, Ben Salem, the great Parks Casino. We love our music on the show. We'll tell you who's rocking the Excite Center, which is awesome. Great venue inside Parks Casino. Has it all, man. You name it. Like, they got everything, including great restaurants and all the action and the sports book. You got it, all right? Coming up December 19th, Aaron Lewis from Stained.
It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. It's been a while.
September 6th, UB40.
Red wine.
September 20th, Australian Pink Floyd.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell?
September 26th, Revivalists.
Wish I knew you when I was young. Could have got so high.
You can get high when you're older.
October 4th, Kansas.
Carry on my way. Oh, you wanted to do a different one.
Let's just do it.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done.
October 10th, psychedelic first, Gary Newman.
Isn't she pretty in pink?
October 24th, Everclear.
Father of mine, tell me where have you been?
Almost Queen, October 25th.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?
Bill Murray's Blood Brothers, November 15th.
That Bill Murray?
Yeah, that Bill Murray.
Damn.
Tickets, parkscasino.com. Going to be 21 gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, yesterday, got a chance to chop it up with the Gov, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. You know, I love when we get to visit with our great leaders. And I love it even more when they're as great as sportsmen, as great as sports people, as Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. Governor Shapiro, it's good to see you.
Man, it is great to be with you. Huge fan and psyched to talk about Philly sports.
Well, you're a great 4-for-4 man. You have great passion for our teams. And what's going on in Citizens Bank Park illustrates, right? It's the greatest. And it illustrates how sports builds churches. And if you go to Citizens Bank Park, it's hard not to be indoctrinated.
Without question. And by the way, it's hard not to love this team, and we should talk more about the team. But I do just want to make one broader societal point, and I promise we will only talk about sports. You show up at Citizens Bank Park, you could be sitting next to someone that you've got big disagreements with, someone from a different community, different walk of life, different theory on life. But you know what? You are there in common purpose to freaking love this team and pour your heart and soul in this team. Sports is a beautiful thing. It's got a beautiful way of bringing people together. And the Phillies right now are that team. They are just bringing people together.
I love that you say that because it's been my mantra. I see how our city in Philadelphia gets when teams are winning. We have smiles. We have love for our neighbor. We have this common goal, and you nail it.
Yeah.
And, you know, Phillies and Eagles. Let's get to the Phillies and what's going on. Having Yohan Duran as your closer, did you get a chance to see that walk up? Is that incredible of the Durantula?
My son, our 14-year-old son, Ruben, I've got 4. So my youngest, we were watching that first game, hoping the Phils would take the lead so he'd have an opportunity to come in. And I got to tell you, Anthony, I knew about the walkout when he was in Minnesota. I didn't know our guys could get it together that quick. Kudos to the Phillies staff who did that. It was unreal, right? It was just unbelievable. Watching it on TV, I felt the energy. It was incredible. And I was thinking, I said to my son, Ruben, I'm like, I don't remember feeling like we had a lights out closer since, I don't know, Brad Lidge, right? I mean, it's that long. We've been doing it by committee. I don't believe closers are by committee. I think you got to give somebody the ball who's just crazy enough to go out there and throw, as Duran did, what was it, 4 pitches, each one of them over. He threw a splitter at like 99. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. So I'm so in love with this team. And now I've got confidence in those late innings with Duran that the bullpen's going to be able to hold this up. And by the way, we haven't sort of needed over the last few games. We're pretty good in the 7th and 8th inning now too. Like, I think we're lined up pretty well.
Yeah, because he brings, like you said, you got a guy that actually is a real closer. So that brings back Kerkering and Strahm to give you the 7th and 8th inning. And it just makes everybody better, especially with this rotation. But a little backstory, the Twins people, that they spent 500 hours putting that together, they gave it to the Phillies for the good of the game, which I thought was beautiful.
Really? Wow. Honestly, I assumed the Phils had to pay for whatever the licensing is or whatever. That's pretty awesome. That's a great statement about baseball. I think that's very cool.
It is. It's fantastic. And you mentioned this stuff. I mean, when you're throwing 98, 99 splitters, and then Sunday night, He's getting 103.
He's at 103.
102.
He was, by the way, Anthony, not once, like over and over and over again. And he got cheated. I thought one of those pitches caught the corner and he didn't get the call. So he got cheated on one of those. I'll tell you what else I think is very, very cool is I think it would have been his first game, the one where he threw like 4 pitches. And after the game, I think Barkan and those guys were interviewing Schwartz because he would, what night isn't Schwarber the MVP? And Schwartz was talking about how psyched he was to see Duran walk out like that. And like to see the other players get excited like that, that's very cool. Like, so it's not just the fans like us, it's the other players being excited. And there's like an intangible going on with this team. There's like something there that's unique. Obviously the Birds had it last year. Winning clubs have that. And it just feels like the Phils have it.
They do. And that was it. Like his presence when Dave Dombrowski acquires him, it was like, all right, we're fortified now. And I think that belief spread through the clubhouse. And I think to a man in the clubhouse and to all of us fans, we all can imagine October and, an October day when he comes out and that ballpark roars. It's going to be a special moment.
Is there anything better than being at Citizens Bank Park? It was kind of a warm day, but then at night you throw the Phillies hoodie on because it's like 50, 60 degrees. The bank is rocking. The rotation is just like we're in order. We're lined up. The bats are working. I mean, look, that's been our problem the last couple of seasons. The bats go cold in that second series, but there's nothing better in that environment. And now to know that the bullpen solidified, I think particularly once Nola comes back, I don't know of a better starting rotation in the majors. And again, you don't have to pitch 5 guys. You got to pitch 4 when you get to the playoffs. And as long as these bats stay moving and we stay, injury free, it's a lot of ifs. I don't know that there's another team out there that can beat us right now. I feel really, really good.
And you brought up Schwartz. How about the MVP case that he's making? It feels like every other night, 2 last night, including the Grand Slam to break it open. He's got 40 now, 94 ribbies.
It's incredible. I think what Shohei's sitting on like 38, maybe 37, 38. He's actually ahead of Shohei, I think, other than maybe, at batting average. Look, it's hard to say anything negative about Shohei. He's like an incredible player. I don't know. I could make a very strong case that Schwartz is the MVP. He is the heart and soul of this team right now. And it's incredible. It's truly incredible. And by the way, to be the heart and soul of an offense where you've got Bryce Harper, you've got Trey Turner, you've got JT. I mean, you've got some big bats, some big egos, some big dudes out there who are incredible. And for Schwartz to be kind of leading in that way, that's pretty special. And by the way, it also says a lot about Harp and these other guys that they're willing to share some of the, the glory and share some of the leadership here.
And I think that this group, they feel it. They get it. Like they want to win. They need to win. And, you got a lot of talent there. And I think that's all kind of been emboldened. And Schwarber, as loud as he is at the plate, is as quiet and beautiful he is inside the clubhouse because he's one that keeps everybody together. They love him. Everybody I talk to loves Schwarber.
Loves him. He really just seems like an incredible guy and a great presence in the clubhouse. I'll tell you something else I've noticed about this team. I think John Middleton is one of the best owners in all of sport. And by the way, I would argue we're pretty damn lucky to have him, Jeffrey Lurie. Like, we've got owners that care about winning. They care about the cities they're in. Middleton has spent, some could argue, kind of stupid money, and I don't mean that in any way negative. Like, it's almost like an irrational spend in the sense that he's spending more, right? He is spending, this is coming out negative. I mean it only as a positive. Like, he is investing in this team winning. And he's doing it in a way that puts money on the field instead of extra money in his pocket. And I think the city understands that
Oh,
this is a owner that wants to win. I'll tell you who else understands that. These players seem to understand it. They understand that the owner went out and invested the money. Dombrowski went out and put the pieces together, and there's no excuses. It's on them to win. And I think they feel that responsibility to
Yes.
John Middleton, to the city, and to do this in a way that brings a championship, back, brings a World Series trophy back. And I think that's special. I realize my words probably came out as a negative on John. I meant it only as a positive.
Listen,
This
he's
guy's
the one
investing,
John Middleton is the one who said stupid money, right? That was his quote. He's
Yeah,
also the one that said, I'll do whatever it takes to get our trophy back. You love that. You love that about him.
Love it. You love it. And you love having an owner that loves the game, loves the city, wants to win, wants to compete.
Yeah.
I imagine, when you get those angry calls after the Phillies lose, right? Because they love this team, whatever. I bet John feels it 10 times as much as those angry callers, because he's so into. I so appreciate the kind of quality leadership we have with guys like him and Jeffrey and others. I mean, they want to win. It's pretty amazing.
Before we get to the Eagles, I got to ask you, I go deeper into the rotation, because you brought up the rotation, and you're a baseball guy. Wheeler, and what about Christopher Sanchez, who has become a co-ace with Zach?
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is clear that he learned over the last couple of years. I would assume Wheeler had a lot to do with this. He got his command far more under control. He added a couple or 3 miles per hour on his pitches, which I think has really helped him. He's not afraid to go deep in a game the way Wheels is. And there seems to be, and I watch this with, look, I see it in my business. I see it with leaders in other sectors and athletes. There's a level of calmness to him. And I think when you have someone performing at the top of their game in whatever field they're in, and they can maintain a level of calm and focus, that's that intangible thing. And so he's got that. And I think, look, Wheels is sort of the expert on that, right? And Wheels has been able to, I think, have that effect on him. And I think it's pretty special.
It is. And just like you said, so calm. You could just see his he never agitated on the mound. His delivery as a lefty, it reminds me of Carlton in a lot of ways, because he has an effortless delivery. You said it. He added velo, which I think was key to everything, because now he's at 96, 97, and everything works off of that.
Yeah, without question. I mean, look, I don't know how you do that, but to be a pro performing at a pretty high level and figure out how to get your command, even better, and how to add a couple, 3-4 miles an hour. I don't know how you do that. I mean, I think it's just incredible what he's been able to do. And if he can stay healthy, and again, Nola comes back and Nola can be in there, you've got 4 incredible pitchers and the ability to go deep if you need to.
Yeah, and Luzardo has been working through adversity of his last couple starts. Last night, ran into a little trouble with the home runs, got it right back, finished strong. Would have came out for the 7th. They just didn't need him to. So your rotation is so deep. You got Ranger, who, if you need him to come out of the bullpen like you did before, speaking of someone who's always calm, is Ranger. So you got all that flexibility to help you for the playoffs.
Yeah, if you can put Ranger in the bullpen for the playoffs, and let's say you got a problem, you need to bring somebody in the 5th inning or something, somebody blows up, he really has the ability to do that for you. And again, to the point we were talking about before, you get to the 8th, you got Strom, you got Kirkring, and then of course it's lights out in the 9th. So I think we've got a lot of flexibility with our arms. And again, John Middleton spent the money. Dave Dombrowski went out and put the team together, and now these guys seem to be having fun. They're loose, and they got to just go win.
It's going to be fun, the playoffs, because I think there's 6 National League teams that have all gone in. They've separated themselves. So it's us, the Phils, and the Mets, Cubs, Milwaukee, Dodgers, San Diego, and like all those teams. Interesting storylines. But it's the Mets again. Us and the Mets. You can just see it.
It's crazy. Look, I mean, I grew up hating the Mets. I still hate the Mets. Talk about spending crazy money. I mean, their salaries are just unbelievable on that team. And look, they're a good team. They're going to be in the hunt there. I think the question is, do we get that bye, which, candidly hasn't been the best thing in Major League Baseball to have, sort of have all those days off. Where do we go in? Hopefully we go in as a division winner, not as a wild card. But I think this team is going to be prepared, and hopefully they go in hot and injury free and stay hot.
All right, I can't let you go, Governor Shapiro, without talking about the defending champs who begin Thursday night. We have our first game. From here, hopefully through February, outside of a bye week, we will have Eagles football every week.
It's amazing. Amazing. By the way, you talked before about how a city feels when their team is playing well. You saw that when the Birds, got on that hot roll after, what were they, 2-2, and then just, ripped off a bunch of wins in a row. I mean, the psychology of the city changed. You can feel the the psychology of the city now change with the Phils. I think once the Birds get back going again, pick up where they left off, you're just going to feel that added oomph. And I think, it's kind of for two reasons, right? One, we're a tough and gritty city with a chip on our shoulders. And so I think we're just naturally like that. But two, I mean, for guys like us, we lived through the lean years.
Yes.
Saw when they weren't winning, when other cities were winning. And so we never take this for granted. We are hungry and we want more. And I had the opportunity to be with Vic Fangio the other day, who, by the way, is a Pennsylvania guy, grew up in northeastern Pennsylvania.
That's right. And a big Phillies fan.
Big Phillies fan. He was telling me that on the bus ride from the hotel in New Orleans to the charter to go back to Philly, so this is, I don't know, whatever, less than 24 hours after the Super Bowl, he and Howie were already talking about the next season. I mean, that shows that these guys aren't resting on their laurels from last year. They want, be exciting to see the banner come out at the link, but they're focused already on next year. And I think that says a lot about this team, a lot.
It's the truth. I mean, what Howie's done building this team, this defense is all under 25 years old. There's one, Zach Bond's the only player who's over 25, which is astounding considering how dominant this defense can be.
It's incredible. They are young. They're hungry. Hell, even in the Super Bowl, there were guys making tackles, and I'm like, wait, who was that? Right? I mean, they're just they got guys who can just come at you from so many different directions. And I got no inside scoop here, but I'll tell you what, Howie could even figure out how to grab Micah Parsons and bring him back to Pennsylvania where he belongs. So that would make our defense even better. That's it.
That would be the greatest. How about
Can you imagine?
You mentioned real quick Jeffrey Lurie, and I just want to say this because we lived through the Norman Brayman years. That was our formative.
Yeah.
We were young when we became Eagle fans, and now we have the best organization in the entire NFL. How great is that?
The best. By the way, the best in terms of putting a squad on the field. They run themselves professionally as an organization, as a business. The owner puts money back in to the team, right? They care about the community around them. I mean, what Jeffrey and Tina have done and Christina have done for autism has been unbelievable. I mean, Jeffrey and Tina were just with my wife, Lori, with that massive announcement that they made at CHOP the other day. I mean, God bless them. The work that they're doing to help people with autism is amazing. They care about the world around them. They care about their city. They care about their, being in the business of making championships. And that's a really unique thing. And we should feel blessed in the city of Philadelphia to have a guy like that who gives a damn about winning, and to have folks like Howie with him. By the way, to also have a guy like Jalen Hurts on the field, the manager on the field, if you will. I mean, this is a guy who is an extraordinary leader, just an extraordinary leader. I remember after I had the privilege of riding on one of those buses during the parade, and just to be clear, Anthony, folks were way more excited to see the Eagles than they were to see me, but it was a privilege to be there. And after the buses came around and we were getting ready to go out on the steps, Jalen Hurts and I were chatting. He was just in the corner, quietly with his thoughts, thinking about leadership, talking about leadership with me privately, and thinking about, how to continue to grow as a man and as a player and as a human being. And to me, someone like that is not only a supreme talent. And by the way, it was bullshit that he was left off that top 10 list. I mean,
That's right.
he's easily 1, 2, 3 in the NFL. But he's just an incredible leader as a man, and lifting himself and his teammates up through his work ethic, his discipline, his mental toughness. I think that is extraordinarily important when it comes time to not just winning NFL games, but winning them deep into December and January.
Governor Shapiro, I can go all day with you. You're the best, man. You really are.
Thanks.
Go Birds, go Phils.
Go Birds, go Phillies. Hey, listen, next time I want to come on, we got to talk about my other love, which is the Sixers. I don't know, man. I'm a little worried.
We need you. All right, we need some help here. We got to get Joel's knee right.
I know. I mean, literally the most talented person in the NBA. We just need him to be healthy. We need him to be healthy. We need him to be focused. And I love the VJ Edgecombe pick. I think we've got one of the most dynamic backcourts in the NBA with McCain and obviously Maxey. Hopefully Paul George has a little something left in the tank. Not sure I would have given him the contract, but whatever.
Yeah,
and we need these guys to win. This is the time. We got to win now. So
and don't sleep on the Flyers. Flyers are on the rebuild.
On the rise. They're on the rise.
Good. They're going to be really good.
Yeah. By the way, another example. I mean, a legendary franchise. I mean, you see Brian Roberts and and Dan and others putting real resources back in this team. They got some good young talent, good coach, good GM. I think Briere is really doing a nice job there. Seems to want to win. So, yeah, I mean, I think they're on the upswing. I got a question mark next to the Sixers. I think the up arrow is pointing to for the Flyers, and obviously the Phils and the Birds are just, I mean, they're just on fire right now. So, I keep telling my kids, man, you guys are spoiled. I lived through the lean years with you, and they're pretty damn lucky. We all are right now.
You got that right. I'll see you in Red October, right?
Can't wait. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. That hoodie weather,
yes.
The Phillies, you got the hat on, you're at the bank. It's incredible. Yeah. It's incredible. So
thanks for everything. You're the greatest, man.
Great to be with you, man. Thank you. We'll talk again soon.
All right. There's our little sit down with Governor Josh Shapiro.
Guy knows sports.
He is a sportsman.
Yeah.
Listen,
it's impressive.
I love when people from all walks of life are just talking sports, man. That was my whole thing. We're in overtime as perfect timing for OT.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. A little slip up. He's passionate, man. That's what I love. I love that, man. I love, talk. Just the beauty of the whole mantra today.
Yeah.
Is being able to talk sports.
Yeah.
And what it does.
From us common folks to the Gov's mansion.
That's it.
Hey, Mac Gelb, 10 minutes ago. Phillies are bumping Zach Wheeler back 2 days to Sunday. He complained of shoulder stiffness. They sent him for an MRI. It was clean. Wheeler played catch today. Yep.
Yeah, I do not want to hear anything about Wheeler's
shoulders.
Please put that thing in bubble wrap, man. All right, one thing we need, is a healthy Zach Wheeler.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, God forbid.
Thanks, Fiji.
All right.
Hey, I'm just trying to keep everyone up to date.
No, it's important that we do that. All right, little new segment for us. And VG, I love this because, listen, you're at the bar every night.
Yeah.
If I didn't have kids and a family,
I met you in a bar.
Right. I would be at the bar with you.
Yeah.
So I love a bar.
So I get the boys at the New Wave and Hannah, the bartender, they're like, hey, can we send in a question once a week from the boys at the bar? So it's like, all right, we'll do a segment maybe on Wednesdays. So here we go.
Boys at the bar. Boys at the bar.
That guy looks like
It's a question from the boys at the bar.
All right, so they want to know this week, of these Eagles players who are coming back from injury or, quote, best shape of their life, which one do you think will have the breakout season this year? Sidney Brown, Azeez Ujulari, or Jordan Davis?
That's a great question. It's a great question. I do not believe in Sidney Brown.
I don't either.
I
don't.
I don't think.
Yeah.
So now it's easy for me to break down to either Ojulari or Davis. Obviously, you want Davis.
That's what you want.
Yeah, you want Davis. I don't know. I want to say Ojulari.
Yeah.
I think Ojulari, because I thought he had ability to get to the quarterback.
That's what everybody says. If he could just stay healthy.
You know, I thought so. I think it's him. Davis needs to have a big year. Obviously, contract year. It's a big year for him. He lost the weight. So,
Yeah.
You know, he looks better.
Pelotoned up.
I don't know. You know what I want to see from him? He's got to get that ferocity.
Jordan Davis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to get the ferocity.
He's like the one.
Like if you're going to play defense, you got to channel yourself and you got to get the ferocity.
Yeah, he's got like a nice guy edge to him. He doesn't have an edge. He's like a nice guy.
No, he doesn't. Now listen, we saw him flash, right? He's a terrific athlete. He's got great feet. He's quick.
Yeah.
For a big guy, he's quick. So, you know, I think he's going to be good against the run. I just don't know, you know, he should with Carter. When you're playing next to Carter,
yeah, you
like there's
think.
opportunities
Fall into it.
abound.
Yeah.
So I want it to be Davis. I think it's going to be Ojulari.
All right, I kind of agree with you.
And I don't think it's Sidney Brown at all.
No, we're completely out on Sidney
Yeah.
Brown. Yeah.
Good question from the boys.
Good first one. Yeah.
I like it.
Get him going.
I like
Cool.
it.
You want to go back in the day?
Let's go back in the day.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh yeah!
All right, 29 days.
I love how he's analyzing his own work.
Yeah. You got to go a little deeper.
Yeah.
Drop it down and
Yeah. 29.
He's got a sense of.
Yeah, I mean, he's a
done-
talented singer.
Did you take classes?
Yeah,
Like vocal
I did.
lessons?
Yeah, I was my select chamber choir for every year in high school, and I took
Yeah, dude, you really should.
You were a
be.
high school
musical
chamber
theater
choir guy?
training. I was,
No,
yeah.
we do. Like, listen, you got great voice. You should act. You should go. Listen, I don't want to lose you because I like you. You're my man. But you got to go to you got to go to LA. Like you could make it.
Maybe I'll talk to TV Todd.
You could make it.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I believe it.
I do too. At least get active in the Philly theater scene.
Yeah.
Like, you have a good presence and like you have voices. Like you could do accents.
Yeah.
I should get back into it.
Art and
I've
theater,
always wanted
theater.
to.
They got musicals every other.
Your only thing is because I think you could be really, really good. Just be careful not to overdo it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because you
Well,
I don't wanna
those theater kids have a hard time not hamming it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially theater. Yeah. You got to ham. You got to be big. Yeah.
All right. I'm not doing this every week, every day, but it's 29 days. I stumbled on some Mark McMillan, number 29 he wore.
By the way, Boot, real quick. Before
Yeah.
you go, there's a back in the day critique.
Yeah.
Need to go back to the old back in the day tune.
You know, if I could find it, I don't know where it came from.
Boo says that.
I can't find it. This one's a little higher. So, yeah, I agree.
Boo's right.
But people like the sax at the end of this one.
Now, I go with Boo.
Ed Wright's like, oh, bleep, that sax at the end, class. I mean, I got to find, I don't know where that link came from, that background music. Yeah, man, they're tough critics for this back in the day music.
Man.
Listen,
You got to do it just right, man.
put a lot of stock in the Boomins.
He's not wrong. All right, so Mark McMillan, we're 29. I found a little highlight of his, kind of, but it gives us some voices that we like, that we miss.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm down with that.
Yeah, you look at Mark McMillan, like I was talking about, he's always moving, he's always celebrating, he brings life to the team, he brings celebrations. When you're only 5'6" or 5'7" or whatever you have to have low fives. The guy is always moving, and I'll tell you, every player on this defense talks about Mark McMillan. You know, you talk about, they got the Seth Joyners, the Byron Evans, the Reggie White, the Clyde Simmons, but they'll always mention how much Mark McMillan means to this defense.
Wow.
Dude,
Madden?
I can go Madden all day long.
Yeah.
And you know how he riffs? Like, he just riffed for 2 minutes.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
He just riffed for 2 minutes.
No stumbling, nothing. Just
he's impressive, man.
Yeah, he was great.
He was amazing. Here's a great story. So this is from Tasty Cake Dom. We were talking about Paradise Alley, an early Stallone movie with Mike Sealski. He said his brother was a fighter. The brother in the movie was a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
He said his father and him went to see him fight at the Tropicana. He was a tomato can. But he said Stallone, Armand Asante, Larry Holmes, and Jerry Cooney were all at the fight.
Wow.
He said Holmes starts to heckle Cooney.
Was this like before they fought, or
This is during this fight? Yeah, before the fight.
All right.
So Larry Holmes starts to heckle Jerry Cooney, and Sly says to Holmes, "Shut the bleep up." And Armand Asante tells Sly, "That ain't Apollo, and you ain't Rocky." Sly sat down. It's awesome. Armand Asante, that ain't Apollo, and you ain't Rocky. Sit down, Sly. That's a great story.
I love hearing from Tasty Cake Dom.
Yeah. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for us. Have a wonderful day.
Tomorrow's a football day.
Dude, first one, man. First one. Real Football Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. I love this time of the year. I've enjoyed, everybody. We love you. See you in the morning. Go Phils.
Go Phils.
We all silly like the mayor.